All right, what's
What's
up?
up?
Oh,
Jesus
yeah, we're
Christ.
rolling with it, bro. It's Taki. We got Danny, Awen, and Crunchman on the mic. Danny and Crunchman are gonna introduce themselves and the TLT ladder tour, which we're gonna be going over here. Go ahead.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm DaniYSB. I'm
I'm
currently
Crunchman.
in round 4 of TLT, and we're just going to be going over the games and predicting the ones which have not occurred yet.
All
Yep.
right, so
And pretty much how it's gonna go is, uh, if they've already decided which tiers, we're just gonna predict those, and then I think we'll kind of, if they haven't locked them already, then we'll kind of talk about what they might lock, I guess.
awesome. So yeah, basically the overall premise of TLT is the qualifying players like kind of strike tiers, and then once they decide on the three remaining tiers that they do want to play, they play it out. I guess we'll go over Danny's games versus Stereo first.
God, this was an odd series.
Which is the first? Is it the RU?
We started with OU.
Oh, you. Okay. Well, I gotta find that then.
That would be on the main post in the smoke gun.
Oh, jeez. Hmm.
So to give you guys some context about the OU game before it started, I'm part of the Church of Ethe. Shout out Crunch, shout out Balur, shout out Pap, and everyone else in there. And basically, to prep for crying, or excuse me, to prep for Star Real, I wanted to obviously have a good matchup into the stuff that they brought before. And since Balor is a god at OU prep, they gave me an amazing team which has a great matchup into the fatter, more fat balanced, stallish leaning teams that Star likes to bring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
So
just looking at the matchup at preview, and all of these mons go in. I already watched the replay, but
Yeah.
um,
if we want to start, you want me to start going over what I was thinking and what you think Star Real should do, Todd?
yeah, let me share my screen so you can see what page I'm on.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's up. I'm gonna hit play now. Turn one.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
So I wanted to lead off with something that led good into
Oh
like
God.
Lando Rocks because I thought that was the rocker, something that had like a decent matchup into everything. So I just led Kurum,
All
safest
right.
lead.
And
I subbed because I didn't want to get like burned, magma stormed, whatever.
right.
And for the first few turns, I kind of just fucked around with Kurum. I really didn't have a direct game plan besides I knew I was gonna win with Halucha or Mew.
Zera Aura or Mew or Cortana.
So I
Literally the
kind of
rest
just
of it.
DD'd a bunch. We can kind of skip through this because it's me just wasting
Yeah.
turns at this point. Probably would have been more optimal to start breaking team first, but and maybe
I
not let
mean,
them get rocks. But
it's fun to mess
at this
around with
point, yeah,
Kirim, yeah.
I think I switched into Tapu Koko on the Toxapex switch in, and then I U-turned into the Mew, and I started
I think you
Cosmic
just went
Powering up.
hard.
Oh, I hard mewed.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
honestly, I
know.
feel like you could have just like stayed in with Kirim longer and just wasted all of the PP because the thing is broken and literally doesn't die to anything on Stario's team.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah, you're
balance
right.
destroyer.
It kind of was in a
Honestly,
rush.
it's kind of weird he went hard Pex on the Kyurem from Heatran, because if you were like Specs Earth Power, I guess he could have lived and like pivoted, but I
Can we
don't
slow
know.
it down? So
Yeah.
I was on the Mew lines versus the Heatran, and
Mhm.
I had Cosmic Powered up twice, and I was thinking about taunting the Mew or something else that could taunt me coming in,
Yeah.
but I really just wanted to not risk the crit. No reason to rush,
Right.
so I just soft boiled up here. Safe play, but he caught me
Was
with the
this a
Mew,
speed
and
tie?
yes,
Yeah, that sucks. I think
yeah.
you just won if you won that tie.
So I went hard card as he Cosmic Powers because I beat this 1v1 if it's not body press.
Do
And I
you?
SD'd, yeah, I just SD'd to plus
Oh,
six,
your
and I'm
SD. I
doing
thought
the
you were
cheat time.
choice.
So
Okay.
I SD'd to plus six, or I SD'd to plus two. He brings hard torn and heat waves.
Yeah.
Coco was a safe pivot because I'm not taking much and I can just U-turn out.
Yeah, you kind of forced this out.
And
And
at this point, I'm in a prime position to get Halucha or Mew back in,
yeah, Lando
but
kind of.
Lucha just wins.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Lando here is it stretches itself like super thin trying to check everything, because it technically beats like most of these one on one, but it like if it gets weakened, then Lucha just beats it. If it gets weakened, Zero Aura beats it. Like, no matter what it checks, it'll check it, but it's not gonna come out like healthy enough to check something else. So it stretches itself really thin here.
Yeah. And it doesn't even check Lucha because every time it comes in on Lucha, Lucha
It
just
paused.
basically gets a free +1 because you just SD.
Oh, I forgot.
So this
There's no
turn,
HPIs.
there was no reason not to taunt because all he could do was toxic or U-turn.
Yeah.
And so I taunted. He went for the toxic, and now he's forced out. I ST. Here was kind of another misplay. I won if I was to taunt again, and then SD, but I just acroed because I predicted a switch into something like I
I
don't know,
think either
Mew.
way, this is fine. It was the same lines at the end anyway, right?
Yeah, but I aggro, and I think I aggro again. He sacks the Heatran. I'm not sure if this was Flame Body, and I'm not sure if it really mattered as much because I got the necessary chip
Uh,
on Lando.
oh, I think this team it is Flame Body on this team. I think because this is a known team. It's
Yeah.
the
It's not Helmet Torn. He has no way of punishing like Scizor.
it's it's the Felix team, right? Gefahrlicher Random.
I wouldn't know. My experience with OU was early in the gen,
I do
and then
think
also during the IDM tour
I think
where we
letting the
made it to the
toxic
finals.
go off here was a misplay,
Yeah, it was.
but the Lando's already
I was
like
throwing.
chipped
Yeah,
into Zero Aura range anyway.
Yeah.
Like Halucha's job is done. So
I mean, honestly, it might not be that much of a misplay because if you like
if he U-turned into Mew
if
or
if
Kyurem,
you
which live ahead.
yeah, or even torn and it just like
well, I mean,
hurricanes or something or heat waves or
uh,
forces you out.
the Kyurem dies to CC anyway, and if he goes back into Lando, you just like repeat the plays, but his Lando slowly gets more and more chipped.
Yeah,
And in Mew, you wall Mew because it has stored power. Like it's hitting you
I
with like a
think
20 base
the
power
problem
move.
is the problem is if you taunt and then he just U-turns into torn and then you do like 60 or 70 maybe, but like it just regenerates back.
Yeah, I mean at this point, like I said, Lando's is like it was already in range of +1/0
Yeah.
aura anyway.
So here, Tog, when we were watching the video at first, said I should have bulked up. I think knockoff was safe enough, but bulk up was probably the better play because he could go Kyurem here and live, and then maybe try some
Yeah.
bullshit with Mew and Pex.
Well, does Kyurem drop to +1 CC?
It does, but it probably has Earth Power.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
just Plasma here. This was also another bulk up turn I could have done, but at this point the
Well,
game was pretty much won.
yeah. I mean, if you bulk, you kind of risk the scald.
Yeah, the
Turn
double
50
plasma
was
fist here was
yeah.
a really nice play. Because he definitely
I
could
just
have
didn't
stalled
want to
this
fuck
out
around and
otherwise.
bullshit. Yeah.
And if he stalled it out, well, I guess you still won with cart anyway at that point. You just SD. Because you
Yeah.
actually walled the pecs. I'm not a fan of scaldless pecs.
Honestly,
Neither
if
am I.
Star went Mew immediately on like the +0/+0 aura, he might have. I think he beat it 1-on-1, and you just had to go into card again.
Yeah, he
I don't
probably could
Yeah.
know.
have recycled turns there. I don't know why he sacked Torn actually.
But I guess he doesn't really make any progress that way.
Yeah, as soon as
It was
Orlando
pretty
got
much
chipped,
over
Zero
after
Aura
Lando,
kind of
yeah.
like forced too much progress. Like you just
I
overwhelmed
like
his stuff.
I liked how this was a terrible matchup for Star,
Pretty
but
much
I don't
unwinnable.
think this was like yeah, I know that was funny. But I think it really came down to prep because he brought the same shit that he's brought all the time,
Yeah,
and
no.
Balor just cooked up or gave me an amazing team. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So are
the
we
other two games
doing
were
the
horrible.
RU next?
We
Yeah.
can do RU, yeah. So I got a team from Lunala, and turn one, I was like, I want to cover the Togekiss
Alright, let me
switch in, and
switch
I want to cover
sides.
him staying in.
That's a good Stone
So I
Edge.
just edged.
Good chip.
I EQ was also fair. Like I didn't lose much by him
Yeah.
going
Well,
Togekiss.
in mid ground's the Togekiss, which is a threat, as we will see later.
Yeah, I kind of played the end game, mid to end game really horribly, but the early game was pretty well.
Did your
We saw
overheat
it.
trying to punish a greedy body press from the Registeel, or what was that?
That or like a greedy rocks, yeah.
I feel like knock long term does more damage to Registeel anyway, though.
That's fair.
Because overheat's
My
doing
special
like
attack
what,
is
like
dog.
50 at max.
hmm
Meanwhile, knock means every time it comes down on like Milotic,
I
it's
think I
actually
make up
taking
for it
damage.
by staying in on the Flygon, but another play would have been just toxicking or knocking off again.
Eh,
Because his only switch in would be like Volcanion or I don't know,
or
Celebi
Togekiss.
or Togekiss, yeah. Celebi's
And
not
I
switching.
think you also like going Flagon was probably not bad because you could just U-turn out on most of the team, and you have options.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
this
team
was
is
just a
really
really
slow.
sloppily played team, or really
Actually,
sloppily played game. My game is really slow. To give you guys
both
context, I'm
teams are
Dan
so
Flygon.
slow. CB
I'm Scarf
Flygon.
Metagross, TM Necrozma. I'm Aromatherapy Defog, G Weezing, Haze Flip Toxic Recover. What's it
Milo.
called? Milotic, and then just pivot Incineroar with Overheat Knock, Toxic, and U-turn. So it's a really slow team, and I really won this game if I played slower and took my time. But
Yeah.
as we'll see, I threw away the win by throwing away
Well,
something essential.
it's a slow team versus a Togekiss, which is like a death wish, I think. I don't like. I'm confident that Togekiss wins this matchup like always, because he always
So I
has
made a
mash
really good play,
switch-ins. Like he has the Registeel, he has the
staying
Volcanion.
in with the Steel versus the Incineroar to get a Toxic off. I go for a
This is a
Aromatherapy,
an,
which was kind of a waste of a turn.
this is
But
another instance where knocking the Registeel would be better for Metagross long term, because Registeel would have to come in on rocks and mash without recovery. But he didn't stay in on Incin anyway. But I think your
yeah,
win con was Scarf Gross, forcing a kill every time now that Volk is at 20.
so I stay in first impression the Flygon as a U-turns. He gets a free kiss. I think going hard gross was a play here.
It's
But
already at
I pivoted.
45. I don't think you can let this get like
Yeah.
super chipped. I don't know.
So I went Milo as sort of like a sack and trying to get a pivot
Yeah,
momentum.
slow momentum whether it dies or not.
Here was the misplay, turn 19, I think.
Yeah, just
So
losing your
I
fast
lost my
option.
scarf.
Yeah.
So at this point, my win con was getting some kind of chip on the Togekiss so that Flygon can R-kill or winning with Necrozma. Because Necro looks really good here. But as we'll see later, he's Thunderwave Celebi. And so that really puts me in a tough spot.
Yeah, the overheat did 38. I said 50. What kind of fool am I, dude?
Wow,
That's
that's
so bad.
wild.
I don't really like overheat on Instant anyway.
I think Blitz
Yeah,
is probably better.
you just never clicked knock, which is definitely like one of your big ways of making progress. Because either like anything you knock is good, because you either knock the flame orb off the Obstagoon, or you knock the boots off
Off the kiss,
Togekiss
yeah.
or whatever,
Is
or you knock the lefties on Registeel.
nothing in this game likes taking knockoff. Except like Terrakion. Like there's no Pokemon in the world
Cobalion.
that takes it.
So
But it's never
Intimidate,
coming on
Scrafty.
range.
yeah,
Fuck you.
at this point in the game, that was A-Win.
Yeah.
A-Win cameo.
Ewan's
At this point in the game,
Ewan's
it's like
line.
a sack game right now. I EQ, and then he gets his goon in and claims a kill. As you see, Weezing is to a KO, not a check.
Dude, what the heck? Oh, I guess you're not neutralizing gas, but
No, I needed the ground immune, the secondary
true.
ground immune. But
I,
the
I'm not a
team is
fan of
solid.
your team. If I'm
Oh,
being
I guess
honest.
it's not.
Yeah, bro. The RU Master talkie here. I don't know.
So the reason we brought this team and Lunala passed this to me was because we were prepping for HO. Because in someone in a tier that they're not experienced in, they generally want to like win fast instead of
Yeah.
Yeah.
getting into the long grind games. But I guess that, and it hasn't a like 10-1 HO matchup. Like, it's
How
not losing to
how
HO.
does this even beat HO outside of Milotic?
So you have Milo, you have CM Necro, you have the first impression for R killing, you have the trick Scarf Gross for fatter win cons and Necros and shit, and then Incineroar helps with the ghost type spams,
Mm.
and then so does Milo. So
I
at this
feel like
point,
this
Togekiss is
team,
at like +2,
it's like so
and I've been
bulky and
losing.
half of it like lacks reliable recovery anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Were you
But it,
banned Flygon?
Yeah,
yeah,
it
I
was
was.
CB Flygon.
So my play here was trying to get the Togekiss chipped, but you see I get full parried,
But
and they're at
couldn't
full.
you? When did you ever go Flygon? Okay, you did hit the edge, but it was too late at that point. I guess. Do you think you could have U-turned it into range of edge?
No way.
U-turn is
It's a
4x
4 times
resist.
resist.
Well, I mean like U-turn twice. I don't
Maybe,
You
yeah.
turning
That was
twice
probably
would
the optimal
probably put
play.
it in range.
like.
And then I'd have to win with edge though
Uh, I don't.
versus a Celebi.
No, I think your out
Um,
was like keeping Necrozma as a sack. Like you go Flygon on a Togekiss Roost, Then you
Mm-hmm.
U-turn back it into Necrozma to sack it, and then you U-turn again to sack something else, and then you go Flygon and Edge, and then
Yeah.
Flygon. It might die to
Also,
rocks. Depends on the
that
exact
one
percent.
turn, that one turn that Necrozma got paralyzed, kind of could have allowed Flygon to just come in and threaten the Togekiss out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just roosted there. But overall, this was like a sloppy mid game that ended up with me being taken over by a Togekiss. And NU was an even sloppier end game.
Yeah,
But
let's
as we'll
get into
see
that.
about that. So I brought a team that was used in SCL finals by Sensei Axu. Pretty solid team. It's built around here. Can we start with just the preview? Here.
Yeah.
So it's built around Scyther knocking off like Diancies and stuff for the Scarf Passimian win. You have Toxic Spikes, which Scyther loves. And then it's just Wish Tech, Fizdef Vape, Leaf Storm, Shadow Ball, Defog, Roost, Itemless, Decidueye,
The Golurk
Scarf.
check.
Yep, the Golder check. Item. Scarf Passimian. It is Knock, Dual Wing Beat, U-Turn, Roost on Scyther, so no SD. Iron Defense, Stealth Rock, Body Press, Shadow Ball for the Zatus, and then it is just Toxic Spike, Sludge Bomb, Draco, Flip Turn on the Dragougi. So a really momentum heavy team into our friend on Arceus's Hail that he built for our NU Snake Jack team in week 1.
I mean, just that preview, you look like you get cooked. Like, this Jolteon normally wouldn't be a threat, but with Weather Ball, dude, this thing, it 2KOs Dragology.
Wait,
Uh,
no way.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's
it's
specs
Life
too.
Orb.
And like
Life Orb.
100 base power Ice move does a lot of work here. And you don't have a Volt Immune, like, you just can't switch into Jolteon.
So I have the advantage here because I know both teams thoroughly because we helped on RCS build this team.
Yeah.
To give you an idea about Star's team real quick, I have the advantage not on the builder because four out of 4 out of 6 of my Mons are weak to freeze dry, and then I have a Fizdef Bronzong instead of Spadef. Now Fizdef Vape does do good into the Sand Slash, but also Eggy A is also a big
Yeah.
threat.
Alolan
So to give
Executor
you,
is like the
so
best
his
offensive
team is
vape
like
check ever.
very good. Actually, Tog, you could pull up the pace right now if you want, but otherwise I could just go over the team real quick.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So it is Icy Rock, uh, Vanillix. It has HP to live a multi attack from I don't know what's that mon. So volley.
The volley.
Not important in this game, but important in general.
Yeah.
It is Blizzard, Freeze Dry, Aurora Veil, and Taunt.
Probably Taunt, Flash Cannon, Explosion, Ice Shard, one of the two. Or
Yeah,
four, not two.
I
You can
think
change it.
it's Taunt if I remember. It's normal pivot Zatu with Nightshade and Psychic, Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Dragon Tail. Rhydon for Snorlax's Fat Bulky setup.
Oh, I didn't know it was
Uh,
Dragon Tail. That's cool.
yeah, as we mentioned before, it's Life Orb Jolteon with Volt, T-Bolt. Then it has Weather Ball for the Hail, which is really good for sniping dragons, which like to and ground types, which like to resist your
And
ice
that
move,
Bolt Beam
your electric
coverage, you
moves.
can't beat that.
And I think it's Toxic or Shadow Ball last. I don't remember. I think it's Toxic.
Yeah,
But
I've seen him
and then
change
Aloe
it.
Slash, yeah, Aloe Slash is protective pads. It is a really cool set. Spikes, triple axle, knockoff, and swords dance. And then the Eggy A is another pivot, so it's teleport, Giga Drain, Draco, and Flamethrower with Citrus Berry Harvest. So just very good in general for punishing those Bronzong teams that like to be your ice resist, like mine. So I think we could get into the first turn. I wanted to lead with Scyther because I wanted to lead. Nothing likes taking a knock,
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that could
which
really.
I learned from my last game.
So, like, looking at this, like, just the preview beforehand, he's probably going to lead off with the Vanillux or Zatu or Jolteon.
So knock or U-turn is very good into everything. He's not leading off with Sandy, so
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Rhydon for that matter, because
Yeah,
I have
no.
a grass type, a levitate.
Yeah, I think Jolteon was a perfectly fine lead for Star. Because even if you go
Yeah.
Dragology, he has Sand Slash and Rhydon, which don't enjoy switching into Dragology, but really what does.
Fair enough, because it's a team with like a faux steel type.
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with the Zatu lead, now that I think about it.
I think he was trying to catch a Zong lead or a Dragougi
Yeah.
lead.
But you come in
Because
on
maybe a
Zong
Scarf
freely
cast.
anyway. I think Vanillix or Jolteon was always the lead. Leaning more
Yeah.
towards Jolteon here. But,
Nonetheless,
yeah.
Scyther worked out because I got the good pick and I just go for a free knock.
Huge knockoff. So now you're not taking helmet damage with pass. Your
Yep.
your U-turns aren't being punished anymore. And just goes for the port into Vanillix, which is not going to enjoy taking this U-turn either.
So I think the better play would have been to go on right on and get his rocks up immediately.
For sure, yeah. Because this is clearly
Or
a pivot central
Or
team.
Sandy and get like a spike up, you know? So
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Because
So I just U-turn, get good chip on him.
you have the Decidueye, the Pass, the Dragalge, the Scyther. You're like a very pivot heavy team. And like just looking at team preview, you do not have hazard control. I know it's
Well,
defog to
yeah.
Sid, but like just looking at it, I would expect like choice band or like not defog, you
X
know?
or something, yeah.
Especially because it's the first mon on the team, and the first mon is always the star.
Which, yeah. I go
So
hard Zong, obviously.
yeah,
Why you turn into
Zong
Zong
is safe.
as he Aurora Veils. I wanted to get like I wanted to be fine into this hard slant slash lead, and I also wanted to be fine into like a ride on pivot or something. I think Iron Defense was a waste of a turn. If I was predicting something, I should have just body pressed or shadow balled. But I just Iron Defense, and here I think I'd body press, and then he goes hard eggy. And this is where I guess I make sort of a prediction. Because I'm not heat proof Zong, so taking a flamethrower would really hurt. No, I shadow ball hard.
Especially in this matchup. Taking a flamethrower
So
would hurt,
he gigas expecting like a Passimian or I don't know, a Passimian pretty much. That's the only reason you Giga Drain against this team.
I don't know. I feel like
vape, I guess.
it's like drawback free. Nothing comes in on flamethrower
Draco.
that isn't
Yeah,
like
flamethrower is free. I think Draco would have been fine as well if he wanted to catch anything like the Decidueye.
I just feel like flamethrower was free.
Yeah.
Like
So I'm
the only switch into it is Dragalge, which you know loses to Eggy.
Yep. So I get the rocks up here, which are going to be great long term.
Yeah.
So
Getting
the
rocks up
trend you'll
versus Zatu
see
is a
in
feat
this
for sure.
series is I play the early game and the mid game really well, but I end up choking late game, which is something I'm working on.
Yeah.
Specifically in tiers that I'm confident in. Like I feel confident in RU because I made it pretty far in their seasonals. I made it far in their classics, and I did bad in RU Snake Draft, but I'm solid at the tier. I'm confident in NU because it's my main, but I play really swappily, and I need to work on that, especially in a series where I didn't really think I could drop this game.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think it was possible, but as you'll see later on,
It got
is
pretty
possible
close,
for me to throw.
He gets you with the double Giga Drain on the pass.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If you Draco'd there, he would have been a real one. If he was like calling out a switch, I think that was a turn to click non-flamethrower move. I think the non-flamethrower move should have been Draco.
I agree. I think the Giga Drain was kind of waste of turns.
Because he's not clicking Giga Drain to like predict Zong to continue to stay in. Like he is hard calling out that you're gonna switch, and I think that he should have done Draco Meteor if he was calling that out.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like vape is not a switch in.
But he kind of picked the pussy mid ground that doesn't accomplish anything.
Yeah,
Because even if you go vape to like absorb the Draco and then Giga Drain isn't doing like too much, like that's a free ass teleport. Like you can, I don't know. I just didn't like those lines. But
yeah.
U-turn,
So
he
here I
eats
get
the
a
citrus, and the Sid
and I
takes a
take a
lot.
million.
Yeah.
But I roost here.
Yeah.
Because I mean I need this thing healthy for this mon specifically.
He
And
gigas
Jolteon
again.
outside of Hail.
Is he just trying to hide flamethrower? Like we all know he has it. That's the only reason you run this mon.
Yep.
Like this thing is just Duraludon without flamethrower.
And I don't know if he knows, but we helped build the team. So we're Eggy enthusiasts as well, bro. But
And I mean, Draco does more than a flamethrower, so
yeah,
to a neutral
at
target.
this point, I don't know.
I think I just shadow ball on the flamethrower, just trying to get chip on anything. He has no good ghost resist. He has no ghost resist.
The
So.
Decidueye is like pretty good here, especially at full health. It can kind of sponge any one hit. Like I'm pretty sure it lives a Jolteon Weather Ball if you're like bulky.
No, I'm just special attack speed.
Okay, never mind. I mean
timid,
that's still
yeah.
phenomenal offensively, but you just keep boosting here. You're healthy. You have like semi pivots into Sand Slash. Nothing likes taking
this was
knockoff.
a weird switch. Like going hard Sand Slash on a potential Shadow Ball I get the idea, but if you wanted to go into any mon, I think Vanny was the play,
Well, yeah,
Mm.
you could
or you
go.
sack Sawtooth.
Well, I think having Hail Up is his win con for sure. So I think he wants to like get Hail Up safely so he can get it in on like a Dragogy after it takes something out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he should have just sacked Zatu.
Yeah, I agree. That
Like
mon's useless right now.
you already revealed the Shadow Ball. It's at like 20 after rocks. So I don't think it was worth preserving
And I'm faster than
Zatu.
the Sand Slash. I could have killed it, but I preserved for some reason just to be a sort pseudo switch
I
into
mean, you were
Aggie.
playing safe. You just got like, I don't want to say punished because they made a bad play because it worked out for them, but that's kind of what happened here.
Yeah, so they get the spike and then they go for knock. I just go for the free ass scald. Do a
Yeah.
ton.
It,
Holy, that's a lot.
I don't get the burn, and I go for the double scald because why not?
yeah.
Jolt here gets free momentum for him because I'm not staying in.
And I mean, Hale's not
Um,
up, so Dragogy can come in. It's just literally his whole team besides Jolteon and Hale literally like it destroys Dragogy. Like all of these mons are like Dragogy's worst nightmares.
yep.
So if you go Dragogy, I think he should have gone Eggy and fished for a harvest turn. Because it would have been two chances to get harvest from him coming in and then him forcing you out. And that would have been like a free 25% or 50% if you got it twice.
Yeah, I agree.
And
That's how
also,
knock.
you can't switch into Draco with anything because Vape's going to be at like almost half after the spike. Zong, I'm pretty sure it doesn't take Draco into Flamethrower, just judging from the Blizzard damage earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I
I,
don't know.
I think he just wanted the hail up, which is fair.
Oh,
Which
for
is
sure,
fair.
because Jolteon comes in and claims now.
So he blizzards here. I think my play would have been to either Iron Defense or just do what I do, which is just body press, throw it out.
I think Press is fine. Nothing comes in now that Zatsu's
28.
gone. Oh, yeah, dude, Rhydon stats are already good without a Violite. People forget this thing has like 100 HP, 130 defense.
Yeah, it's bulky as hell.
It's
So
insane,
here he
dude.
gets free rocks up. I think I could have gone Decidueye and then defogged, which is what I really regretted not doing. Because
Yeah.
Decidueye's roll, or just throwing off a Leaf Storm at that matter.
I mean, like you
Because
knew the
I
Decidueye's
think
sets,
roll
so
is.
you knew it wasn't Heat Crash, which covered every mid ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think the rocks are more important for you though, to keep them up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cause
they
he,
punish the Vanny.
cause
They
Eggy,
also they punish the Jolteon as well
yeah,
because it can only come in so many times in hail with rocks with life orb
yeah, Eggy,
to get like
Vanny,
2 or 3 switches.
And even
all.
Slash are punished by
I think the
hit.
Eggy
Yeah.
is the biggest thing right now too, cause every time that thing comes in, it destroys something against like your like core of Vape,
Mm-hmm.
Song, Dragogy.
Hmm.
I think that if this thing ever got in and it got like the Giga Drain health back, no matter what it targets, and then it gets the Citrus Berry and it like starts getting like what it does going, then it's a huge problem. But just keeping rocks up so Vanillix only has one more switch in after this, although I feel like these are the last turns of Hail that are going to be up anyway. And then, did Sans slash reveal Life Orb? It's Pat's, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
it still has
bad.
a couple switch-ins left in it, but it's not pivoting into anything anyway, regardless of rocks being up or not. So I think defogging could have been fine,
Yeah. I think
but
this was where I
yeah,
started playing sloppily because I was so far ahead. You look at this, every time my Passimian is in, it claims a kill.
yeah,
Every time my Dragalge is in it against Jolt outside of Hail, it claims a kill. Every time my Vape is in, it claims a kill with Scald,
like
even
you
if
look at
because
the
Egg is at
HP
20.
differentials between all the mons. Like this one's dead, this one's at 20, this one's at 20, this one's at 20, this one's at 20. Like, and then you have
And
like a
I
full
really
team.
started to disregard like this sounds really terrible, but I started to disregard the basics of the game. Like hazards are up on my side, and he has a Mon that's faster than everything than me.
Yeah,
So this is where I started playing bad. He goes Eggy, and I don't have a switch in, so I just
yeah.
sacked the
Just let
Zong,
it go
which
down.
was
That's the
fine.
best play. Cause
I don't
Zong's
need an ice resist for Vanny.
yeah,
The only
Zong at
ice resist I
22
need is
isn't doing
Vape.
anything anyway.
Yep. So here I just go Scyther, freest U-turn of my life. Knockoff could have worked as well, but it just let in the Jolteon to
Yeah,
wreak
I
havoc.
don't think I think you should have gotten this out because the other three mons that he could go after Eggy threatened it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well
So
switch while
here,
you're
this is
able
where it's
to, not when
weird.
you have
I
to.
went Dragalge. He just triple axles. I think at that point I should have sacked him on. But I think
Um,
either that or going hard vape was fine. But sacking him on and then going vape would have been the right line of play. This is where I throw.
yeah, I
Okay.
think letting Decid go down was fine,
Yeah, Decid wasn't
especially
even
because
close.
Hail ended after this turn. So even if he SD'd, you were fine.
Yep.
You could have just gone pass and gone for knockoff, or you could just CC at this point in the game.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I do think I've already watched this, like I said, but I do think clicking Wish this turn was the play.
Yeah, this turn haunts my dreams. I 100% should have clicked wish and then protect. He could have gotten now the lines of play he could have done if I wished would have been he could have gotten up an Aurora Veil. He still
It
didn't live a
it's
skull
too
that open.
late. Like all his stuff
So
is dying to everything
vape would have been
anyway.
better, and then I go pass and kill him on. So this was just very sloppy gameplay. I scald that and I have a dead vape. I protect to try and stall out hail turns, and this is where I kind of know I'm fucked because he just volts.
Yeah.
He hits a triple axle. I sack the vape.
He
He hits the
said
triple axle on that.
he said, "Do I win if I hit?" That's so
Little did he
funny.
know.
Little did he
Foreshadowing.
know. Yeah, right. Yeah, I do think
So,
wishing up to keep the vape healthy was the play
mhm,
there.
yep, 100%. So we did the math, and having to hit the 6 triple axles that he had to hit to kill all 3 Mons was a 53% chance in his favor. So I did steal 3% chance, but at that
That's just a
point, it was
50-50
kind of
at that
like
point.
it's a
Yeah.
50-50, you know? And so I got bailed slightly, but I
Yeah.
played the early game well. I out prepped in OU, and then RU I also threw. So it was a really sloppy series that we both kind of played kind of oddly in.
Yeah, in this last game, I'm like more familiar with Indy than any other tier, so I can really identify the mistakes. And I think he played this Eggy so poorly, and I think he should have gone Jolteon in more because it legitimately claimed every time it came in, especially under hail.
Yeah, I agree. That Mon is amazing.
But
So now that we wrapped up my series, we can go on to Crunchman's series. We got him here in the audience, and he's going to give you a bit of insight on how he played, how we all think he could have played better, just like they did that with me.
it was Crunchman
And
versus
then
Crying, right?
it's Crunchman versus Crying. Both solid players. Crunchman has really showed himself in singles tiers as pretty solid, and he's a DOU main. This is your time, brother.
All right, which
Just advancing the doubles agenda so people will keep it in the tour next year, you know?
which game is
Growing
first
for
here, by the way?
content.
Which game is
What was
first?
that? The OU games first.
Oh, you all right?
Okay, I didn't realize until this round that the higher seed chooses. So I've been letting people choose the first tier, like, for like the first 3 rounds.
Nah, you knew. You were just flexing, bro.
Yeah. I think it worked out in my favor though, because I always ended up like doing well in the first tier that like wasn't my main tier.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
that
this
that was a trend
preview.
that happened with me as well, dude.
Do you
Like I
win this
haven't had to
game?
play NU until this
Yeah, I
series.
do.
What? How?
I was going to forfeit on like turn 3, no lie.
I would forfeit on turn 0. This matchup looks awful. Like,
Yeah, I was pretty much like I don't have
let's see what the
what do I do
leads are.
against Gapdos?
Yeah, I'm looking at Gapdos. It just claims, but I mean, it
So I'm
does
like
that
I'll
versus
lead
every team.
Weavile.
That's good. I mean, he's
Yeah.
probably
Uh,
CB Gapdos, right? Oh.
he's not, he's Scarf. Uh, yeah, and she U-turns here, which I'm a little bit
If he was going to
it's a
do
little
anything,
sketchy.
like he knows he's Scarf, he knows you're not. Obviously,
Yeah,
I
I
think
Yeah.
don't know
I
why
think
you
brave
wouldn't.
birding or CCing is
Brave Bird
fine.
doesn't KO, right?
No, you always CC here because I assume that she's banned. She probably knows that I don't know it's Scarf.
I think they're just playing safe. Like, because if you went hard Lele on a CC, then Lele goes to town. Depending on the set, I don't know if you're like CM Focus Blast, but
Yeah, yeah, but like on the other hand, like would she expect Gapdos to stay in? Because like
I mean,
it's like a 6 mon.
I was expecting Choice Band.
It wouldn't risk staying in, and I would not expect Scarf. But maybe she just thought it because Scarf is the main set in doubles. I don't know.
I
But
think
yeah,
they're just playing it safe.
Yeah.
Like they made a fine play, and Weavile was like basically dead,
Yeah, my
and
Weavile
they
got
get a
decimated.
free hazard even if you go
So
zone. Like,
yeah, here I was like, okay, I'm just gonna trap it, and then I iron defense, and she pulls out the iron.
oh,
This is where I was about to forfeit.
they said who's trapped with who, bro? That's
And
This is
awesome.
but
looking
I did a
really
little
tough.
thinking, and I brought in Tapu Lele, the Pharaoh Thorn counter,
I mean, yeah, what would it set be?
which
Because
was it was body press and then like some type of hazards.
yeah, it would have to be or power whip, but
Yeah,
so you're
it,
fine versus that then. Yeah, I like that play. Is that
it was really interesting that Lele just became the Pharaoh answer all game.
yeah? That is a
I
strange
think I
turn of
should have
events.
maybe like moon blasted here, but I
Well,
don't know.
why not psychic?
Yeah, and I was Psyshock. I was
Uh,
Specs, so
okay,
it's
I got you.
probably a Spadef Lando as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
Okay.
Psyshock doesn't seem too bad then.
yeah.
I
But
DC'd. Where are we at, boys?
we're turn 6, Lando v Lando.
The
Yeah.
state of SSOU.
You wish.
Yeah, so here I just get up rocks, I think.
I think that's fine. Oh, it's balloon trans, so
Yeah,
Lele
and
like goes
I'm actually
even crazier.
Smackdown Lando for Volcarona. It was like a last minute. Yeah, so the Magma Storm missed there, which was pretty good for me.
Oh, that covers the
Uh,
mid ground Volk and
yeah.
like a Corviknight, I guess.
I just Smackdown here again, but I probably could have just U-turned. But
Yeah, U-turn was
it
kind of
worked
safe.
out.
They're not staying in.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah. Well, I get the chip on Lando, and then I just U-turn here.
I would have gone hard Weavile, but I guess that makes me the worst player because I would have expected him to get rocks up to ensure Weavile was dead, but I don't know. I guess
It wasn't banned. It was boots, right?
I was Boots Weavile, yeah.
I guess it only did 27. So
Are we triple axle or are we icicle crash?
Triple Axle. Okay,
oh,
yeah,
Oh
the
my
here
god.
chopple.
this was kind of where the game started going well. Um, First of all, because it was Scarf Gaptos, I lived without the Chopple, but
True.
she stayed in, and then I Ice Punched. Because Ice Punch hits
Huh.
everything basically, except for Heatran. But
That's interesting that
I
they
have
stayed
Feeny.
in.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was odd.
Yeah, that's a choke when they could have just gone Ferrothorn, I think, because I would never superpower into like Dragapult, Lando. Like I just wouldn't.
Their Mel
yeah,
matchup was pretty tough either way.
I think this
yeah.
is as
Well,
comfortable as you can get
they
versus
had
Mel.
Pharaoh.
Yeah,
You have ID Pharaoh. You have Heatran. You have
Lando.
Lando. It's
Yeah,
not that bad.
I mean that's as good as you get without like a Fizdef Corviknight,
Yeah,
Yeah, fair.
and
which
then
which says a lot about how good Mel Metal is. But
yeah, and I
it
got the burn here, which ended up putting in a lot of work throughout the game, I think.
yeah, I mean now it can't come into
I mean,
Scald
you
again.
got you got rewarded for a solid play. Like, there's nothing to say
Yeah.
for that.
And at this point, like Dragapult actually, because Weavile's at 5, it's kind of dire, so I have to get into Ice Shard range. Um, and then I T-Bolt on the Bolt here because
Not the
if he
helmet.
flames, if he flames, then I go into like Feeny for free pretty much, and then
Yeah,
I live the Shadow Ball and T-Bolt it into range.
is that Ice Shard range at +2? I think that's
Oh,
just raw Ice Shard range, right?
I think so, yeah,
I feel like that's a roll. But after rocks
probably, but
again, then
you
it's
know,
fine. Yeah, so now you get like you just ice shard for free. There's not really a downside
yeah.
because your boots. And then the Lele walling Ferrothorn. That's so funny.
Yeah, I got a little lucky here with a roll and a Spadef drop. Well, I got the Spadef drop and then I was like, you know, I need to save Lele for or Feeny for Pulse and I don't think I die. So
Yeah, I mean, what's
I
he
just
even gonna do
went
to you
for it.
anyway? Like, you're at full and you're
Yeah.
Lele. The only thing you could
I
do
mean
is like heavy
it,
slam, which isn't a move
yeah.
anymore.
But I was like, you know, I need to preserve Feeny for Pulse. And then yeah.
Or CM. Are you taunt? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm taunt.
Okay, that's a good pivot to Coco, but like
Yeah.
now
And
it
I
dies to Ice
mean
Shard.
Yeah, and she has the T-bolt here pretty much, so
Or else
Lando's
they
fine,
lose. Yeah.
and then I just smack down here for free pretty
Yeah,
much.
the
Wait,
lines are
not
kind
even
of read in
smack. Yeah, I do
themselves.
smack down, yeah. And then here I just earthquake, and then we trade Landos.
Yeah, I mean, oh, I guess that works. I was gonna say you could just go Weavile again.
Yeah. And I calc this. Ice Punch does like more than 50 to Coco, so even if they roosted it,
It,
still didn't lose any ground.
yeah, I like that.
And
And
I wasn't Earthquake, otherwise I'd probably click that. And then Melmetal lives the Pult, and then
very nice.
finishes the Pharaoh.
Awesome.
That was a solidly played game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt solid about that, and then it went a little downhill from there.
So who's next? The doubles?
Yeah, the Devils.
Let me make sure
Oh
the
god,
fucking
this game.
music's off, dude. Alright, so we got. Oh, wait, let me switch sides.
Yeah,
So.
I
It
knew
was
this
pretty
was
open.
Shift Gear Genesect, like just from eyeballing, and because it's shiny,
Yeah,
although you should run shiny anyway, but
with like the triple fake out support, it's definitely like DD Zygarde probably and like setup
um,
Genesect.
yeah, well, it might be just raw CB Zygarde, but it's definitely Shift Gear Genesect because you have like
There's at
all of
least
the
one
support, and
form of
it's like,
setup, yeah.
and especially because she ended up leading it, it's just coaching Zero and Shift Gear Genesect. I kind of, I didn't, I got punished for like not actually calculating the lines and planning this properly because I thought Dracovish would do a lot more.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Um,
this actually, like, Dracovish actually completely messed up my positioning here.
did you know that they were gonna fake out the Naganadel? Because I feel like they
Yeah,
had to. Do you think you could have just
they
gone
had
hard
to.
T-Tar turn one and then Vish the Genesect
Y-
out of the game?
Yeah, I think it was like yeah.
I think that
So
was the
I think
play.
that was one of my options. I also could have just led Heatran and Naganadel, and then
Yeah, I
I
mean you're
tailwind with I
going.
tailwind with Naganadel, and then I eruption with Heatran, and they have to choose something, and then next turn I like
Yeah.
kill anything.
Well, that's assuming they lead this combination. I think your initial lead was fine. You just should have gone T-Tar in place of
Um,
Naga. Because late game, like I think preserving Naga anyways is
yeah, I
fine.
guess, yeah.
Because it goes dummy this game.
Yeah. And then here, I definitely a play I could have made that would have been pretty nice would just be going hard T-Tar instead of Rilla, and then I just Vicious Ren the Zeraora out of the game.
Yeah, just get rid of the support. Because I mean, you have to take out this Genesect at some point, but it's not OHKOing Heatran.
These two turns were horrible because my positioning was already bad,
Yeah, and you
and
were already
then
like devoted or dedicated to subbing with
yeah,
Dracovish. There wasn't really a point switching out,
yeah.
I guess.
Well, I did want I do need to keep Naganadel, but like I want Rilla trying to predict a Tapu Fini, but it was kind of not necessary.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
Dracovish kind of beats Fini anyway. It's like it's just broken, you know. Like,
um, with support, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
with Dracovish, you just ignore Fini and then hit the partner, but
kill everything else. Yeah,
yeah. And like I kind of threw Heatran away because of my poor positioning.
you're kind of forced to.
Yeah, I really think that turn one T-Tar was the overall best play. If he attacked
Yeah,
into that slot, it would have been whatever because you killed him on.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
And
if you faked out the Dracovish, then he just legitimately just outplayed you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I wasn't scared of like I wasn't scared of losing a mon on turn one. I was just because I knew it was shift gear. I was just trying to pressure it, but then I ended up like I thought Dracovish would do more, and then that kind of messed it up.
yeah, no, Dracovish is
Um,
hard carried by double power Vicious Ren.
but still, if I hard T-tard on turn two even, where he iron heads that slot, like T-tard dies, but Dracovish
kills.
nukes Zeraora, and then
I I, I don't know if I like that even then, because the Zera's dead, and then he gets like the support mon dies, but he has his setup mon, and then he can bring in another offensive threat and just like run you over. Like, what if he had Zygarde plus Genesect,
Yeah,
because
but
then
I
Heatran's
have
not a check anymore.
a Dracovish behind sub.
Yeah, they could just double attack that slot though, right?
Yeah, and Zygarde's not dying to fish this round.
They could.
Not it's
Yeah,
not
I don't
strong
know.
job
Well,
boosted or rain boosted. I'm pretty sure it lives at like at
yeah.
least 10.
I mean, I can still go like Rilla though, and maybe do something with it.
Yeah, I just think you like already committed to the
Yeah.
Dracovish. I think you had to full commit with the T-Tar Sand.
Yeah, that's true. That probably would have worked.
Yeah, I mean it's just downhill from here. That's
I
a
feel
cool
like
check.
I feel like I really should have just uh led with Heatran though, because
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal if Zygarde comes in. Dracovish is like actually kind of defensive,
yeah, it's
and
bulky.
Rillaboom is like the Zygarde check.
You know,
I
seeing the transform Mew, I'm really confident that it's DD Zygarde.
That's true. It could be, yeah.
Like fake out transform, and then it doesn't matter what the last moves are. It's never clicking them.
That's true. And I guess Dragon Dance does help because you can run Protect, so it helps with like keeping fire types off the board like for a longer period of time. Honestly, I feel like pretty much any lead I could have done probably would have been better.
I hate Wesh for saying who's winning this.
I know.
Take a
Wherever you
guess.
are.
He said the spectator. Shut up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was over by like turn 3 or 4. I'm surprised you didn't say
Honestly
you would
though,
forfeit
like
this one.
honestly, yeah, I would, but like
You
I
might as
like
well
to
play it
play it
out and
out.
try, yeah. Alright, now we got Ubers, and there is a big monkey on the opposing side.
Yeah.
So this team comes from Fat Fighter 2, the OG.
No.
Or
No.
no?
Oh,
Did he send?
No, I got this. He didn't send one in time, so I just ran with one I had in Layson's team dump.
No, that's a shame.
I mean,
hmm.
I 6-0'd Meminger in the Calulus tour with it.
Yeah, I remember you showing us that replay.
Are we DD Zekrom? Because that looks pretty good.
It is DD Zekrom with Draco Meteor, with Dragon Fang, which I think still Loco's Eternatus.
Yes, it does.
That's dope.
Zekrom
It is
is a
good.
very cool mon in Ogres. I love that mon.
Like I didn't push it immediately because Crying does have Magnezone, which could cause problems for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you wall it, it walls you, it's kind of
Yeah.
mutual.
Well, no, cause it can body press.
Yeah, I don't know, I feel like Draco into like something, or like a plus one.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
It beats you from full, I
Xerneas is
guess.
probably pretty fat as well, cause it looks to be the Marsh answer.
Yeah, it's definitely
Or
like
actually, no. This is
defensive.
Geomancy. Yeah, never mind.
Is it Geomancy
Uh,
on his team?
yeah,
Oh
it's
god.
Geomancy.
I guess it's
That
like
knockoff sucks.
Always with Magnezone,
it,
cause you're trying to trap the NDM.
yeah. You also have Darmanitan to force damage on everything.
Yeah.
Balloon, E-turn. I don't really play Ubers, so
Knock ended up doing a lot of damage.
What is 4 times? So
Yeah, it
where's Spadef, Lunala or Fizdef?
it's max speed Fizdef, I think. But
Oh,
yeah, I mean, like the main thing is after, like Lunal is never getting back to full at that point, so
yeah,
it's
no.
kind of lame for the rest of the game.
It's a good trade on the T-Wave.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. But then I go, he
Oof.
turned into the D-Max cannon.
That's
oof.
I didn't want to go NDM because of zone, obviously, but
yeah. Are you not
yeah,
EQ?
no, NDM doesn't EQ.
Ah,
Um, at this
I
point
thought
in Ubers most of the time.
it used
It
to
just
for a while when like
yeah.
Zekrom was a big
I
mon.
mean,
It runs Ironhead, T-Wave, Rocks, and then Morning
I mean,
Sun mostly.
I don't run stab. I run EQ knockoff T-Wave.
I Zone beats EQ NDM still.
Really?
No
Wow.
way.
It's Magnet Rise.
Well, don't you just drop to EQ unless you're balloon?
It's balloon, yeah.
Ah,
God, this tier.
dude, this is like black white OU.
I actually really like Ubers right now. It's a fun tier,
Ubers is cool. I don't like Evital being omnipresent, but
but that's because of the freaking Shadow Horse.
yeah.
So
Wasn't that thing suspect tested?
I believe so.
And it wasn't banned?
Yes.
Dude, I'm about to take matters into my own hands. I can't do this
Yeah, so I
anymore.
just beamed here. Honestly, NDM could have like knocked the E-turn.
He went
Um,
hard
or
darm.
That's ballsy.
yeah. Well, it's not the worst, but so like at this point I went to all of the trouble to get the sequence to heal up E-turn.
And it just got smoked anyway.
She's gonna U-turn, right? Because I would preserve it, but then she just crashed. So
Yeah, I mean, if they go Dusk main, then they just go zone anyway, right? Like, it doesn't matter.
yeah, but I can like double out after or
Yeah,
do
but
some stuff.
but then you're taking rocks plus an icicle
Yeah,
crash from
that's
Darm
true.
Galley. It's I think it's always in their favor to just click
Yeah.
crash because they're so far ahead and they don't lose anything
And
by
then I
clicking it.
Moonblast here. Obviously, it's not staying in. Um,
And then
so I got
Evital is
that, and then I just
broken. Are you defog
U-turn.
Evital?
No.
Who's
Because
your?
I'm Fog on Lunala.
I don't even know I
I'm
learned
like,
that.
I'm like taunt foul play knockoff U-turn. Or no, no, no. Um,
They run Snarl now, right? To beat Sub Cali.
um, they've had that for like a while, but it's very rare.
Because I think
Yeah,
the Subseed Calyrex is what breaks that
foul
mod.
play.
Because Subseed is like probably like the fourth most common Cali set
I,
out of like
I
four.
think it's the best set anyway. That shit is so
uh,
broken. Yeah, good
Solid
bolt
gold
strike
strike.
on here.
No reason to predict anything. He doesn't have a good switch in.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, like, this is where U-turn is good. Because they were technically behind because they had to
right.
force you out. Meanwhile, uh, you were, like, forcing them out, I
Yeah.
guess.
I feel like
I honestly might have been able to go Lunala there
yeah.
And they
and
were
just sack
faster
it,
than you
but
anyway? What the heck?
yeah, they speed creep often.
And then Magnezone trapping. You know, I didn't realize
Yeah,
they
and there's
banned
the
Shadow
Magnetize.
Tag from Ubers, too. That's crazy.
Mm.
Ubers used to be
So
the Wild West, bro. What happened?
this is just Magnezone BS going through its motions.
I mean, does
Yeah,
this
there's not
does
much I
this
can do
win right
there.
here?
No, because it's mono body press.
What? Oh.
Yeah,
That's
I probably
sick.
should have roosted here, but um,
I mean, either way, the turns
it
ended
doesn't
up the
matter that
same.
much. It's just the order of stuff. I just didn't want free switch in.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good freeze
Yeah,
on a
so
mon that's already
after
dead.
that froze, Zekrom could have beaten it. Um, the paralysis on the switch in was actually not good because I roosted there, but it didn't really matter what I did because well, it kind of mattered, but like if I didn't get paralyzed there and then I roosted, then I had Shadow Shield and I lived a Moonblast and then I got another Ice Beam on it, which as you will see here actually would have mattered.
Does it live sucker?
Could you have won in
Yeah.
that position versus Icicle Crash though?
Yeah, because I've Scarf Zern.
Oh, your
And
Scarf
and
Zern.
Rock
Okay.
Syrup. Oh wait,
So if
Scarf
I
Zern did kinda well, I didn't win yet, but if he goes to
Because with
Necrozma,
Scarf, let's say you Moonblast, then you what? You sack Yveltal.
well, it's not
You
it,
even
you
a
you could
I
just
have
go into Yveltal.
there's like a few like reads and stuff, but I think like because if Zekrom ever comes in on like an NDM or something, it's claiming a kill.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but
I
I don't
think
think you could win because unless you DD twice, which
yeah,
would be possible.
because they
Like
have
the
It's
enough
thing,
definitely
sacks.
possible.
I don't think you have enough sacks
Yeah,
because he would just go hard into the dragon. Does Eternatus one hit KO? I
yeah,
assume.
it does.
So
I can Oko with Draco,
yeah,
Yeah,
but
but it's
then
possible
you're
they could like
slower
but
than
then he goes
Darn,
Scarf Darm. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then you'd have to make a double. and then DD twice, but he wouldn't let you DD twice. He would just go into, I don't know, sacking the Zern to rocks. Or Zern would already be dead. Huh. I think they would be a 50-50 between DD twice and killing the Dharm on the switch in. So yeah, it would have
Yes.
been it would have been like close.
Well, it's like I, I think the crucial turn really is just the first turn, whether I fusion bolt or DD, and then if I get one DD off, then I just DD again for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think he would let you get the first DD off, so I would have fusion bolted because there's no drawback to it whatsoever.
Well, we'll never know, so we can just say they got lucky and we're better. So
True,
Yeah.
you're gonna fuck things up in losers bracket.
we're like at the hour mark now. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I know we
Okay,
wanted to
you
get
wanna
like
do?
more TLT stuff in, but I think we're
We could. You want to get some quick predicts?
I don't know any of the players, nor do I really care. So
Fair enough. We can do a lightning round, Crunch and I.
um
Yeah.
hmm
Okay, real quick, real quick. So we're going over the matches. People have done predicts, but they're not as good as ours because we're
so
lazy.
true. All right, go
So
go
we're
go.
looking at the remaining matches. Richard Pepper versus Trade. My predict is Richard Pepper wins in 3 because he is a god, and he's not a meme. Stop saying he is.
Yeah, I think that's
What do you think,
reasonable.
Crunch?
That's reasonable. Like,
Okay.
I mean, Trade's a
yeah,
good player.
trade is really good, but um, I don't trade lost to Hellcap in mono, and like there was some choking involved, but you know Richard is a little more solid in that. And
Yeah,
then there's
RP
just
has also been
two lower tier.
a solid player. He did hacks
Although
people, but he's been solid.
although trade is actually a lower tier player historically.
All right, Blymax versus Skimmy the God. I don't know any of these.
I
I
would
think this
usually
is a
say
blim.
Blimax, but because of the tiers they locked, I have to say Skimmy.
Do you remember the tiers they locked? I know it's DOU.
Skimmy locked
What
UU,
else?
Blimax locked DOU, and Skimmy the elim was PU.
Blimax really
So
just wanted the DOU content for the YT. I respect the hustle.
Blimax wins UU, and then Skimmy wins DOU and PU, I think.
Yeah, a
That's a
couple of
fair
these games
predict.
seem like
I'm
they're
going with
already like
Blimax,
solved.
but yeah.
All right,
Meminger
Meminger
versus
versus.
Halaman. I don't know anything about Halaman, and I know Meminger's at least decent enough at the game.
Yeah, he's got
I've
it.
Sort of.
seen Halaman play once, and his game plan was to Thunderwave everything and then get every full para, and he beat Avarice with it.
Who this
Oh
guy?
my god.
Meminger?
No,
No, yeah.
Halaman.
I was gonna say, of course, the Brazilian spam T wave. Am I shocked? Like,
Oh no.
Heminger just brings really fat shit, like CM Cress um
are you?
in
Are you?
doubles
Oh.
just brings like
Oh.
Blissey fat Lunala in Ubers, etc.
All right. I
Elfuzion.
think Meminger.
That's my boy. I'm gonna vote for him. I don't care who this guy is.
Prospixel is solid, but Elfuzion is better at the other tiers. And I think he's just an overall very, very good player. I've known him for a while.
This
So
Yeah,
you Don girl
Elfuzion is
meme.
good.
Uh, uh no. I will not bold this person. And then Wesh, I'm bolding because they're cool.
I respect that. I think
Yeah,
Udong IRL wins. uh, wins
yeah.
in 3 because they bring crazy stuff and it works. Although I will mention I did 6-0 them in NU in
Yeah, there we
BLT.
go.
She's
But
not a bad player though.
I don't think she is either. She just
She's
bring
like a
god
good
stuff.
player. She builds by herself mostly.
Hey,
Hmm.
that's
She
me, bro.
puts some strange stacks. She likes assault vest a lot,
There.
but I'm not sure how you can abuse that.
I respect the
Don't bring a special attacker. GG.
I respect the homemade team builders out there.
Me
But
too.
I think
She played a BLT game with like a team that Team Charm made with 5 choiced attackers, and every single Pokemon was 252 HP, 252 attacking stat, and she won the game.
That's gas. Sometimes
That's
you just can't like deal with that, you know.
that's like the X-Boss or Rux effect.
But Xbox does it with priority. It's like you can have a win con because no matter what, like his priority attackers are gonna take it out.
True that. True that. The final match, Wesh Pap versus PCD. Pap is the GOAT, and he
That's
wins in
right.
3 or 2 because he's so good and hot. There we go.
There we go. All right, I'm ending it.
You agree with that?
And
Thank
anything
you
for
guys for
the
watching this
people at home?
video. Thank you, Todd Key, for sponsoring us.
Yes, sir.
Wish us luck in our TLT rounds, and God bless America. Goodbye.
Goodbye.